What's up, Texans fans? Before we get into today's video, if you are a Rockets fan, maybe a Spurs fan, even if you're a Mavs fan, just a fan of the NBA, we are covering the NBA draft here at Chat Sports. We're doing it live, doing pick-by-pick analysis, letting you know before they tell you on TV what the picks are. So if you want to join us, if you want to get the best NBA draft coverage here on YouTube, I'm going to put the link to this live show in today's comment section and description of today's video. Go check it out today. If you want to follow the NBA draft, Chat Sports has you covered. On today's show, I'm breaking down a recent Bleacher Report article that predicted that Matt Milano will be cut by the Bills and that John Metchie was going to be cut by the Texans. I'll break down everything that you need to know about these two storylines from Bleacher Report and why maybe some of these articles we need to take with a little bit of grain of salt. But before we get into that, I got to give a shout out to the First Commenter Club. These are guys or gals who commented first on a video that I put out. Pick Six Cards, Colton Soto, Joshua Saldivar, Football Rocks, and Texas Tangents. You all were the first to comment on my video that went out yesterday. I appreciate every single one of you. And you know how they were the first to comment on my video? Because they have their notifications turned on. So all you got to do, go hit that sub button, click the notification bell, and select the all option. So when I drop a video, if there's any Texans breaking news, you are the first to be notified. It really helps me out a lot if you do sub and click that noti bell. I appreciate everyone who has so far, and let's get into today's show. First up, let's talk about Matt Milano and the Buffalo Bills. Bleacher Report predicted the Bills will cut the linebacker who was an all-pro in 2022, and he got injured during the 2023 season. He only played 5 games this past year, and in my opinion, if he's cut, the Texans should 100% sign this guy. This would really just absolutely solidify the linebacking unit for the Texans, and I think he is still a great player. This is what Bleacher Report had to say on why the Bills might cut Milano. He went down for the final 12 games of last season with a fractured leg, making the second time in the last 4 seasons that he missed a large chunk of action. The injury could hinder Milano's ability to play at a high level and may spell the end of his tenure in Western New York. While the Boston College product was cleared to practice a few weeks ago, he's still far from healthy, and it remains to be seen if he'll be able to return to form in his age 29 season. If he can't, the Bills have contingency options in place. I'll just say this. If the Bills cut Matt Milano, a lot of teams will be interested. The Texans won't be the only team that's knocking on his door asking for his services. If he's cut, I'm telling you, there is a linebacker shortage in this league right now. The best free agent linebacker is Zach Cunningham, who was okay for the Eagles last year, but that's telling you there's really not a lot of talent out there at the linebacker spot, and there's still a couple teams that could use another starting linebacking option. And Matt Milano in 2022, he was an all-pro. He had 99 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 11 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, 1 that he took back to the crib. So he's obviously really good in coverage, a good sideline-to-sideline linebacker, which a lot of teams nowadays need. Now, like I said, obviously, take this report with a grain of salt because it is coming from Bleacher Report, and we know they're kind of a more wide view on the NFL, not more of a centralized, like team-to-team view, the ins and outs of every team every single day. And that's why I'm saying, like, obviously, as I'm saying, the Texans should sign Matt Milano if he's cut. I don't know if he does get cut. I don't know the ins and outs of Matt Milano and his relationship with the Buffalo Bills and whether or not they really view that he is a part of their future or if they're going to cut him this offseason. I would lean towards probably no, but here are the reasons that Bleacher Report spelled out of why he could be cut. He's coming off of an injury, as we already said in the article. The Bills would save $10 million if they do cut him, and they have 2 good options at linebacker, Dorian Williams and Terrell Bernard, both really good young linebackers that they drafted early in their respective drafts. So these are the reasons why he could be cut. I don't think he does get cut, but if he does, I think the Texans should sign this guy. What say you, though? Would you sign Matt Milano if he was cut by the Buffalo Bills? Let me know down in the comment section. Give me a yes, give me a no. Let me know what you would do if Matt Milano was cut. Now, coming up, Bleacher Report also thinks the Texans will cut John Metchie III this offseason. Like I said, grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. It's Bleacher Report. We'll break that down in just a moment and why I disagree with this part of the Bleacher Report article. But if you haven't already, go get your Texans hats today with our friends over at Fanatics. You go to chatsports.com/Texans hats. They have all the brand new Texans hat options available for you right now with the secondary logo. They even have the draft hat that was used this year. All of the new hat options are available. A bunch of them are on sale as well. I'm going to put that link for you in the comment section and description of today's video. Chatsports.com/Texans hats. It's hot outside. It's super sunny. Go get yourself a Texans hat. Go rock some Texans gear out at the bars this summer, this fall, going into the season. Perfect time to get yourself some Texans gear. Go check it out today. And going straight into this report by Bleacher Report, they think Metchie is going to get cut this season. They predicted the Texans will cut Metchie. I don't agree with this at all. Before minicamp, before OTA, he said, Metchie might be a surprise cut candidate. But from following the team the past month and a half, 2 months, I really don't see how Bleacher Report thinks that Metchie is going to get cut. I mean, this is what they had to say on Metchie possibly getting cut. That lack of production could cost him a roster spot, especially after Houston brought over Stephon Diggs in a blockbuster trade. With the crowded receivers room that also includes a pair of 2023 breakout stars in Nico Collins and Tank Dell, in addition to Noah Brown and Robert Woods, it's hard to see Metchie carving out a meaningful role without a stellar training camp. So you're telling me, Bleacher Report, you're going to cut John Metchie over Robert Woods, an older guy, last year of his contract, doesn't really mean a lot if you cut him, doesn't really affect your salary cap at all, and you're going to save that guy to cut a guy going basically into his second year with a ton of promise, and who CJ Stroud absolutely loves. I don't think that's really likely at this point, Bleacher Report, and obviously I don't think the folks over there at BR have really been following this Texans team and what Texans players, coaching staff have been saying over minicamp and OTAs. But this is what CJ Stroud said just 2 weeks ago. As y'all can see, he's running some of the best routes I've ever seen. His lateral quickness, his stop and start. He's been through a lot fighting cancer and fighting injury. As you can see, he's making plays. He's showing up and showing out. I'm excited for him to show his value that we've all known he has. Now he can put it on the field. He's going to be a pivotal and important part of this football team. So you're telling me your QB1, CJ Stroud, is saying this guy is going to be a pivotal, important part of this football team, and the Texans front office is just going to say, yeah, we're going to go ahead and cut that guy. No, that makes no sense at all. John Metchie has been doing so good in Texans OTAs and minicamp. He's been showing out. He's been working out with CJ Stroud, as I've said over and over and over again. Happy Stroud, happy crowd. You make your QB1 happy. You do what he wants on the offensive side of the football because he is the franchise. He is the future. He's the high stepper. He's the showstopper, the main caliber, the hot attraction on the field. It's CJ Stroud. Can I get a yeah? And I'm telling you, if he wants John Metchie on the team, John Metchie's going to be on the team. And that's why I've continued to say throughout this show, this Bleacher Report article, I think it's a lot of, names for clicks. They know John Metchie's a hot name right now, and they're like, hey, if we put John Metchie in this video, a ton of people are going to click into it. A ton of people are going to think that John Metchie's going to get cut, when that's actually not the case. I don't think John Metchie gets cut by this team, especially with your QB1 vouching for him. That's all I have for you on today's show, everybody. If you're a real one, if you made it to the very end of today's program, I appreciate you. You really help this show move. You're the reason why I make these shows. 2, if you could spam those H's down in the comment section so I can show you some love, so I know who made it to the very end of today's video, so I can really show the real ones some support back. Thank you so much for making it to the end of today's video. Until next time, let's go Texans.